And look at game number 2 of the semifinals here, the Macomb Bombers. As we open up looking at the Bombers, it'll take on the West Hancock Titans. Luke joining me for the game number 2, and I'll tell you, after that last game, this one's got some to live up to.
Yeah, that game's going to be hard to match between Peoria Christian and Rock Ridge. You know, they came out of the gates. It was 40-31 at half. I mean, they were lighting. They went 15 for 31 from 3 in the first half of the game, and they slowed down a little bit in the third. But then in the fourth quarter, I think Peoria Christian was down by 16, start of the fourth. Then it was down by 8 a minute later. So it was a back and forth. Ended up being a 10-point loss for Peoria Christian. But Rock Ridge was hanging around in the first quarter, and then they kind of took control of it a little bit. But man, they could shoot the ball. They were getting up and down the floor. And it'll be interesting to see these two teams play each other here, see how they could match up potentially against Rock Ridge in the championship game. Macomb faced off against Rock Ridge last year in the championship game, fell short. It'll be fun to see. No matter who makes it on, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, when you looked at Macomb and what they lost, a lot of the great guys they lost, when you looked at them on paper, you said, you didn't know whether they would be did get seated in the top 4, but you weren't sure how that would go, but they have done a fantastic job throughout this tournament and earned that spot in this semifinal.
I mean, yeah, they lost a lot of their height. They lost Dion Doyle, Ian Case, two taller players, 2 very athletic players, and, you know, you've seen a lot of guys. Drew Watson has stepped up. Braden Holthouse has stepped up as well. Nick Elby. I mean, there was a lot of good players who came in yesterday. Isaac Linebaugh had a great basketball game yesterday against Mercer County. So that it'll be interesting to see. Yesterday before the game, I was talking about Drew Watson. He went 5 for 15 from the field in game 1 of the tournament for Macomb against Canton. Came out the next day. I think he shot 50% from the field. I think he went 6 for 12 from 3 maybe. I mean, or he knocked down 4 3-pointers. So he was lighting it up yesterday, and I mean, see him shooting here pregame. I mean, if this team can play like they did yesterday, this is a lot of trouble for West Hancock.
And for the Titans, of course, Cooper Knowles, they have been on everybody's radar on the highlights and things like that. And you got Jeff Dahl, fantastic coach. They've lost a couple of guys here and there, but still rolling.
Yeah, I mean, you got 3 seniors in Lewis Siegfried, Gavin Grothouse, sadly not going to be playing in this tournament, and then you got Nolan Gooding as well. Nolan Gooding not talked about as much as a lot of the other players because you got 6'8", Cooper Knowles, you got Lewis Siegfried out there as well. Hunter Froman, the sophomore, he's been playing great as well, and Jordan Crowley, he's stepped up, played the 6-man role for a lot of this first part of the year, and just after Grothouse got hurt, he's had to come in and play the 5 or play as the 5th man starting for this team. You got Braden Hurt coming off of the bench, but it's really kind of a 6-man rotation. Their 7th guy is Wade Gooding, and you know he'll come in every now and then, especially with foul trouble. But it'll be interesting to see if they get into foul trouble who comes in.
And Jeremy Anderson, head coach of the Macomb Bombers, they have had a load of experience in this tournament, and has been at Macomb a long time.
Oh
now.
Man, yeah. Yeah, a long time, and both these coaches gave phenomenal answers going into halftime in their matchups yesterday. They were both leading by 15+, and they both said, man, we got to fix a lot of stuff. We're playing like crap right now, and that's just the mindset they have, and that's why they've been coaching for so long.
Yeah, the coaches don't necessarily look at the glass half full or half empty. They say, hey, I want a cheeseburger.
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of
for
that
sure.
type of situation. And they get the starters on the way for both teams here. And the Bombers, my gosh, they're almost filling the whole floor with cheerleaders. And we'll get the starters for you here today. Go ahead with that, Luke.
Starting number 0, 6'4", junior Nolan Hogue. You got Drew Watson, number 1, the 5'11" junior. Malachi Conley had a nice game, knocked down a couple 3-pointers yesterday, got a couple steals on defense too. Malachi Conley, the 5'8" senior. You got Braden Holthouse, number 12, the 6'1" senior. And lastly, you got Langdon Lambert, the 6'3" center senior there for the Bombers. That's going to be your starting 5 in this rotation, but you're going to see at least 4 guys come off the bench for a lot of minutes here for this squad.
And now for the West Hancock Titans under head coach Jeff Dahl, as they're going to bring their players out. Jordan Crowley, a 6'1" junior for the Titans. Lewis Siegfried, as Luke mentioned, a 6'3" senior for the Titans. And they have some size on this group. Hunter Froman, the 6'3" sophomore. And 15, Nolan Gooding. As mentioned, the other one will be number 22, Cooper Knowles, a 6'9" junior. Cooper Knowles. So size definitely going the way of the West Hancock Titans. And I thought maybe Coach Dahl had been telling some fibs on how tall these guys are. But then I saw them standing next to him, and I was like, oh, maybe he isn't. Like, not that coaches lie on sizes and stuff like that.
Never, yeah. There's only one player listed under 6 foot for the Titans, and that's going to be their 6-man Braden Hurt. But, man, he's one of the scrappiest players I've seen. He only played about 2 quarters yesterday, fouled out of the game pretty soon.
I've had the West Hancock will control in the hands of Siegfried. Over to Knowles, gets it back to Siegfried.
This is definitely the most packed we've had this court so far this tournament.
And pass tipped away, Watson with it. He's going to lob it high for Lambert. And a
big collision there between Siegfried and Lambert. Siegfried gets up okay.
Are they going to say it'll be, however, it'll be West Hancock basketball.
That was a big sigh of relief from a lot of people behind us. That looked scary at first.
And coming off that padding off the stanchion there, Siegfried dribbling down, trying to go in a lane, and he traveled with it, got it tipped away. I don't know whether that was Holthouse that tipped it away. As the Bombers will bring it back the other way. Holthouse at the throttle.
Siegfried, I believe he had 4 turnovers in yesterday's affair against Eureka. Kind of struggled from the field as well. He started off knocked down to 3, but then went 1 for 4.
And Siegfried, nice job, but the Bomber, and Knowles going to pick up a cheap one. That's one of those. Nice job by Lambert, though, to gather himself under the basket, not go up, give the fake, and draw the foul.
Yeah, good pump fake. And, you know, I've gotten to cover a lot of these West Hancock games, and Knowles, I mean, he's 6'8", and when his arms are out, he's tall, but he likes to jump a lot, and that can cause a lot of trouble when you only play 6 guys, and you don't want to get in foul trouble early.
Lambert misses the free throw.
There's another look at it there. Lambert, nice little pump fake, got him in the air, couldn't knock it down for the and one.
And makes the second, so Macomb goes on the board first at 1-0. Do not expect the scoring pace that we had the last game.
Yeah, both these teams like to play a lot slower.
And Froman had it tapped away. Nice job underneath by Hogue. And here come the Bombers on the run. Down in the lane, putting it up, shot won't go, and Knowles affected that one, even got the rebound. As Holthouse had put it up, and now Siegfried coming, wings it. Out in the corner, spinning in the lane, shot is up and good by Nolan Gooding.
That's a beautiful move there from Nolan Gooding, just spinning inside, gets the layup to fall. This is a much slower paced game than the last one, 2-1 here. We're almost a minute and a half into it.
Conley cutting through. They bring it back out top over to Watson. Watson fakes and give it to Lambert. He'll pop up the 3. It's no good, and the rebound snapped up there.
I mean, if they're going to leave Lambert that open, no reason to judge him shooting that one. He's a good shooter here for this Bombers squad, so got to be careful leaving him too open here.
Siegfried again in the corner, trying to get Knowles to move to him. Gets away from trouble. Fadeaway's good. 4-1. Titans up by 3 here.
We talked about it a lot with Siegfried. He's a streaky shooter. If he can get one to go and then he can get one more, he'll start to feel the rhythm and start shooting it a lot more. But you got to be careful on defense with him.
Watson pops the shot. That didn't draw anything. Actually, they're going to say, guess it did, because they reset the shot clock. Watson driving in again. Scoops and gets it to drop in. Hogue will drop it in for the Bombers. Their first basket. It is 4-3.
Gets it right over the outreach arm there of Cooper Knowles. He had 6 blocks against Eureka yesterday. The Bombers doing a great job just keeping it away from him, getting it a little higher so he can't get it as easy.
And Siegfried trying to throw it off the leg of Holthouse. Drew Watson coming the other way. Got it, yes, and it counts.
Watson gets the fast break one-on-one. I thought Knowles was going to be able to come in and get a block maybe. And one opportunity here for the Bombers. Let's get a look at this. Just bam, puts his shoulder right into Crowley, gets the layup to fall. Great play, gets the Bombers back to lead 5-4.
And free throw is good, so the Bombers go ahead 6-4. And now they'll come back the other way. Will the Titans? 5:20 left to go here in the first quarter. Froman at the throttle. Wheels it over to Siegfried, nearly threw it away. Conley had his arms right there. On the outside, that one is almost taken away, and now they'll dribble in, and we've got a foul whistled.
I'm just seeing right now from the Titans, they're getting too lazy with the ball right now. They're turning over way too easy, not really caring. They're looking around, looking for something else and not even worrying about themselves, how they're holding the ball. You see Conley stripped it once, and everybody's getting hands on it on the Bombers' defense. There we see it right there again, yeah.
Another steal, this one time by Drew Watson. Watson up quickly to Conley, 3 on the way, no good. Got his own rebound and drives the lane, goes to shoot. Has it swatted, but they ring it out, whole house 3. Draws nothing but air. And he was trying to say it was tipped.
Yeah, I was about to say uncharacteristic there from Holthouse, but you know, he's saying it got tipped or something, and he's laughing it off. But man, 2 chances at a 3 ball right there from Macomb. They can't hit anything, but still 2-point lead.
And Siegfried right back the other way, slicing the Macomb defense. It gets us a 6-6 tie here, 4.5 and change. As Watson comes down into the lane, wheeling with it is Hogue, a little short. Lambert, the rebound, puts it up and puts it in.
If the Bombers are able to get in there and get those offensive rebounds, a lot of the time Knowles is going to get sucked out trying to get those blocks, leaves the lane wide open, and there you see them capitalize off of it.
Gooding loading it into Knowles. He's up and in for the basket. So there were a little scoring burst. 8-8 tie it. I don't know what Jeff Dahl is upset about, but I could see his face turn red over there on the sideline, about as red as his shirt.
I don't think that pass would have worked with any other player on this floor other than Cooper Knowles. That thing was high, and he even got his fingertips, but able to knock down the layup. We're all square at 8.
Lambert dragging Knowles out. Conley drives in. Layup no good. Knowles scoops up the board. And
So this is an interesting call here. Knowles ran out of bounds.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, there might have been a foul there. But they didn't call it, so then you should be Bomber ball. But it is what it is.
Gooding, 3 on the way, no good. Rebound tipped around, and it is Siegfried down with it, and he traveled.
Siegfried's got to be careful here.
Yeah, he's getting.
Siegfried getting in his own head already here early.
And
I don't know if it was a travel or not. And again, you said it in the last game. The officials have the best view. They have the training. They have everything you need. And really, there's a lot less of them than there used to be, and for a reason. But
yeah, there is. And you know, the official is the official, no matter whether you think he's right, wrong, or otherwise. And foul on Siegfried. Then you compound the problem, come back on this end, and Coach Dahl is saying, calm down. And the side official here, I won't repeat what Siegfried said, but he heard it. And that's one of those things. I've always told my girls that there's 2 things you say to an official, yes, sir, no, sir.
Yeah.
Langdon Lambert dribbling there on Knowles. Knowles the swat. Fight for it on the floor. Froman had it for a second. Watson picked it up. Still fighting for it, and Gooding comes out of there with it.
Good hustle there from the Titan defense, getting their hands on it. First block of the day for Knowles.
Froman kicking out of the shot on the way. Up and good. The first sports corner 3 by Crowley, and it's an 11-8 West Hancock advantage.
Crowley been quiet so far this game, but he is a good shooter, athletic player. He can get up there and throw one down. Beautiful back cut, blocked by Knowles.
And Knowles came out of nowhere to erase that one. And Watson going to draw a foul there, and I think.
You know, as somebody from around this area, both these teams are going to get pretty scrappy with each other through this one. Nice, beautiful back cut. And Macomb was back cutting Mercer County all day yesterday. They'd give it to their centers right on the elbow, get the back cut, easy layup. That time with Knowles there, it's going to be a lot harder.
And the lob to Knowles, yes, and it counts. And importantly, for Macomb, that's number 2 on Watson.
Yeah, Watson's got to be careful here. He might be leading the team in points already. I'm not sure, but having a nice game offensively here. got to be careful. 2 fouls, 3 fouls on the Bombers and the Titans so far, and a sub coming in. That's Isaac Linebaugh. And again, Isaac Linebaugh had a good game yesterday. We talked about this already. He's going to sub in for Watson. Braden Hurt going to check in for the Titans here after a free throw.
And Knowles missed the free throw, but right there for the rebound is Crowley.
That's Gooding right there. And why have 3 when you could have 4?
Yep, there you go. 15-8, the lead for the West Hancock Titans. And we'll thank some of our very fine sponsors here on TSSR Game Time Live.
We'll start off with McDonough District Hospital. McDonough District Hospital athletic trainers and the MWHT Rehabilitation Center. With locations in Bushnell and Macomb, they provide expert help to all area student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring.
And this has been a big turnaround, a 7-0 burst here by the Titans. 15-8, they lead it here.
We do have some people putting in the comments section. Robin Hartley saying, go get them, Titans. If you guys want to put in the comments section who you're rooting for, where you're watching from, Greg and I would love to give you guys a shout-out in the comment section here on our YouTube page.
Here we go. We'd love to do that and, of course, interact with us.
2:15 on the clock here. It was 8-8, it felt like just a little bit ago. Titans now a 7-point lead. Big 4-point swing right there, though, on those free throws.
And now coming along with it is Holthouse. Guarded by Froman out top. Man-on-man put on by the Titans. Tried to get a screen there out to Lambert. Lambert to Linebaugh. Linebaugh, a bounce over to the outside to Hogue. We're going to Crowley. Crowley got up in the air, and that's a no-no. Now trying to get it back here. Throws the pass up. It is stolen away by Linebaugh.
Good defense there.
Heading toward the lane, and then he just airmailed it. As I like to say, he threw the 7-foot pass to the 6-foot guy.
Yeah, there was a lot happening there. Conley went up for the shot. Gooding had good defense there. Got his hand up, realized it was going to get blocked. Tried to give it down to Hogue. He turned around, but then Linebaugh comes back, gets a steal. They can't capitalize.
Knowles in the lane, goes to put it up, and he's fouled. Had a substitution. Braden Hurts come in for the Titans.
He's missed 1 free throw already. See if he can knock these down. And I'm seeing a lot of hand motions from some of these Titan players, and you know they got to be kind of careful here because this reffing squad that we got out here, they're not afraid to tee somebody up.
They saw it earlier today.
We've seen, I think there were 2 in one game earlier with Mercer County, and so you know you got to be a little careful. They'll tell you.
Titan made 1 of 2, and now Crowley trying to dribble it, and we've got another Macomb foul.
This is going to be 5 on the Bombers, so Gooding should be heading to the line for 2.
And that is 2 now on Hogue. Hogue and Watson both with 2. Minute 34 left in the first.
And there it is. They're just now getting to it. Gooding will be shooting 2 free throws here.
Yep. And for the Bombers, not good. A couple of their frontline players, as we got coming into the ball game, will be Cooper Hobson.
Free throw from Gooding.
Nick Elby will check in as well.
These free throws are going to be big for the Titans here coming down to the end. They've already missed, I believe, 4 of them already, so this is going to be.
Comes down to a 1-possession game. You got to have those. Free throw on the way. It is good. So ups it to a 17-8 lead now for the Titans. And coming the other way, Holthouse at the dribble drive, hand off to Linebaugh. Wheels to Conley. Conley over to Hobson. Hobson looking to probe the lane. And yep. Hobson traveled. He just got a little bit nervous.
Yep. Good pressure there from the Titans. I would like to see the Bombers potentially, with Knowles sitting out there in the void about 15 feet away from the rim, see if they can get any action inside cutting.
And that's what you got to do with a guy like that, drag him out of there. Froman, a nice shot, wouldn't go. Rebound, Hobson down with it, off to Conley on the fly. Had Holthouse for a moment, now dribbling it out there on the far side, near side.
Good defense from Hurt there.
Linebaugh out to Holthouse, and Knowles got a piece of that one.
How did he get that? That's what I'm wondering.
You make up a lot of ground with those big arms. Siegfried with it. 15-footer, no good. Froman had it. Lost it out of bounds, and it'll go over to Macomb.
46 seconds left on the clock here in the first. We got a couple more people in the comment section. Kane Asbridge, and Let's Go Titan, and Liz Hits. Zoe and Emma Hits are watching from La Harve. Thanks for joining in.
Two of my favorite fans, the Hits girls. Hi, girls. How are you? 17-8, 40 seconds left to go in this quarter as Hobson holds it now, gives a look, goes in the lane to Holdhouse, and a foul. Yep. If he'd have just let the initial touch go, probably would have gotten, but kind of leaned forward on that, did Gooding, and picks up the foul. So that'll be his first.
Froman picks up his first, team's fourth. Only 36 seconds left here. 1 second differential shot in game. And
line ball loses the handle on it. Here come the Titans on the run. Kick it out on sideline. 3 is on the way. No good. Bounces up. And
oh, my.
Knowles with a tip and put in. 19-8, West Hancock. 18 seconds to go here. Holdhouse out top over to Conley. Conley swinging back. In the lane. Works it over there for Elby. Elby spins. Got to do something with it. 7 seconds. Lost the handle. Knowles pulls it out. Gonna have to push. As here cut. Froman shot on the way, no good at the end of the first quarter play. 19-8, 11-point advantage for the Titans at the end of one. Let's take this commercial timeout on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MWH.
Over the years, we've told you about the benefits of choosing Spoon River College.
Affordable.
Transferable credit.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, well, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
And you look at the Macomb Bomber huddle there, they've got to do some different things. They've lost the handle on the ball several times. And gonna have to, you gotta check Cooper Knowles off. Wherever he is, you gotta put a butt on him.
Yeah, you gotta have somebody, one of your guys. You either gotta have Hogue on him down low. Lambert, he's big enough to be on him too, but he's just getting everywhere. Rebounds, putbacks. There we see a nice shot from Gooding. And Siegfried drive inside. His little 15-footer knocks it down as well. But Watson, he's dishing the ball around like nobody's business. Hogue gets it down. Siegfried, little Euro lay. That one falls. Gave him a 8-4 lead. A little put back there from the Bombers, but we're at 19-8. 11-point lead for the Titans, but, man, this thing feels a lot closer.
Yes, it does. On the back cut, they passed it to Holdhouse. He bobbled and then tried to throw it away, but right there was Crowley. And let's get your lineup real quick. It is Holdhouse, joined by Elby, Hobson, Watson, and Conley. And then it comes to Elby. Conley back to Watson. He'll put it on the bounce, looking at probe in the lane. Kick out to Conley. Open three. Well, actually, I think that tipped by Crowley. And here come the Titans on the run. Hurt, Froman, Knowles, Siegfried. And they bring it down to Knowles, just loops it up and in. And, man, you just can't teach tall, folks.
I will say those two players right there, Siegfried and Knowles, they've known each other since they were born, been friends for life. So that connection probably is going to be there a little bit better than some other players.
Watson over to Conley, 21-8 lead now for West Hancock. Elby standing out there. He can shoot that. Knowles is giving him plenty of room. Over to Conley. To Watson. Watson on the bounce, backs it out. Looking to swing, comes out to Conley. Conley with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Works it out for Watson. Watson holds, want Elby to come to him. Got to do something with it. 5, count it down here. Conley and Watson, nice lay-in.
Beautiful lay-in, beautiful spin move. I mean, 10 seconds on the shot clock. He just had to take it himself. He works on his own, gets inside. Beautiful layup there from Watson.
Froman dribbling around out here. Gets picked. Crowley. Froman looking to drive on Watson. Goes right up and around him and in. And you know Jeremy Anderson, whose bread and butter is defense, not going to be happy with that one.
Yeah, I think Froman yesterday against Eureka, he had 1 3-pointer, 15 points, and I think the rest just came from layups like that. He's capable of driving into the lane, just getting those nice, easy shots.
Holdhouse, the long 3, banging off the back of the rim, no good. And a fight for it on the sideline. It is going to be Macomb basketball.
Effort there from the Titans and by Holt House.
23-10 lead here. And LB coming out. Double substitutions coming in. Hogue coming back in. Also line ball replacing Hobson.
You've seen a lot more subs here for the Bombers than we have for the Titans, which, I mean, was as expected coming into this one. Titans have only played 6 guys so far in this game, and you're going to see Knowles out there for almost the whole game is my expectation.
I would guess so. Now they worked it outside. The up top, Hogue over to Watson. Watson watching line ball on the cut through. Jeremy Anderson will play a fairly tight rotation too, and that's a shot clock violation.
And so there, I mean, I didn't even notice it myself, but the Titans never got possession of the ball before it went out of bounds, so the shot clock, you know, never restarts.
Yeah.
So they get it in, and I don't think anybody was looking at it. They don't play with it normally, so why would you?
Yep, and you wouldn't think about that, so it's something you got to be aware of. Froman dribbling out top, gets a pick from Knowles. And out to Sigfrid. I think they had him on a lob, but now they'll work it to Knowles. Knowles in the lane, firing it into the corner, up quickly to Crowley. Crowley dribbles out to Froman. Knowles going to set a screen out top. Froman running the dive, hands it out of there, works it out for Hurt. Hurt dribbling down the 7 with 6. Froman spots the 3. It is no good. And we've got a shot. And if that's on Watson,
that's going to be his 3rd.
And the official, he slammed the ball to the ground, and the official gave him the evil eye.
That one, they're going to say he just kind of pushed on Siegfried a little bit too hard when Siegfried was going in for the rebound. And there are a lot of bodies in the way. I didn't really see it all that well myself, but that's going to be his 3rd regardless. Bombers 1st of the quarter.
And Jeremy Anderson getting in his ear.
That's going to be detrimental for the Bombers if they lose him.
Siegfried pops the 3. It won't go, and the rebound, Hogue down with it off to Conley. As Conley works it out of there. Yeah, and it could have been super critical because the technical foul would have been the 4th personal.
Yeah.
You can't let the emotion overtake you. Lambert gives a look on the lob, passes to Holdhouse instead. Holdhouse going to drive, goes up, partially tipped by Siegfried. Fight for it underneath, and a nice job by Hogue.
Hogue there for the putback, and again, you see Knowles sitting around the free throw line. He gets inside, gets the rebound, putback. Beautiful work by Hogue there on the offensive boards.
Crowley dribbling around there, works to Hurt. Hurt will wheel up top. And wanted to hand to Froman, comes to Siegfried and Sid, now down to Knowles. Knowles has it stripped away from behind. Nice job.
And there you see Isaac Linebaugh, the 5'8" guard. He's not afraid, getting in there for the double team. And both centers are kind of smiling right there. Langdon Lambert and Knowles just smiling with each other. After their battle, they're going to be battling all day down low.
Crowley shot off the rim, no good. Conley high up in the air for it. And the Bombers will come back. 23-12 lead here for West Hancock as Conley looks, puts up the 3 is good. The sports corner 3 for Conley. Huge shot from Macomb.
Beautiful 3 there from Malachi. Conley hit 2 yesterday, and Coach Dahl wants a timeout. Nobody's seeing him. There he is. Oh, and there he uses some verbiage that we're not going to repeat on air. And the Titans are going to get a timeout. Nice 3. I think that might be the first 3 for the Bombers here so far in the game. I think the Titans have only hit 1 as well. And compared to that game earlier, there was 15 threes at the end of the first half, and here we've got 2, 4 minutes left.
And Coach Dahl, that was one of those funny moments as we see the Bomber cheerleaders out there, and there's a fleet of them as they perform here in between quarters. But I'll tell you what, Coach Dahl was lucky there as well, trying to get. And I know how frustrating that can be. I've had a situation like that this very year. You're screaming for a timeout, and you finally get the official's eye and get a timeout. In fact, I had one.
It seemed like he was doing jumping jacks for a second too over there.
Yeah, I was trying to get getting the timeout, get something going there, and you know, there's a big floor, and sometimes it is hard to hear, I'm sure. And it is just one of those things. It may be hard to hear out there, and especially when the officials, they're like any of the rest of us. When you get in the flow of things, sometimes you don't always hear everything.
4 minutes to go here in the second. Siegfried going to have the inbound.
Finds Froman, chased by Conley. And for the Titans, they've got to have a good possession. Went up 23-11 and still trying to get a good possession going. Cooper Knowles dribbling it now, may take it all the way in himself. Comes out to Froman. Froman driving on Conley. Spins, and we've got a foul. I think he'll be whistled on Conley.
Conley, I mean, he's listed as 5'8", but man, he's really good on defense here. I mean, he's going to pick up the foul there, his first, but he's athletic, he's quick, he can stay in front of somebody. If he was 3 inches taller, he'd be the best defender on the floor by far.
And we've got a traveling called in the corner. Not that they do that, but I would say that's the proverbial makeup call.
Yeah,
I didn't say that out loud.
No speculation here at all coming from – oh, man.
Holdhouse going to bounce it over, works it to Conley on the near side. He'll put it on the bounce. Looks to go in the lane, shoots over Knowles. His shot no good. Rebound tipped around. Hogue with it. He'll put it up and get the foul.
Heading to the line for two. Hogue's been all over these offensive boards for the Bombers. Big reason they got, I mean, the points they do, fighting for rebounds on defense and offense. It'll be interesting to see his halftime stats.
Hogue at the line. No good. Free throw shooting has not been at a premium in this game.
No, for either team. There we see it again. Ball tipped around. Hogue comes down with it, throws it up. Couldn't get the and one to fall, but misses both free throws. They're going to call a lane violation on the Bombers. It'll be Titan basketball.
And Hogue got across the lane across the line a little too quickly. And I see some of the Lady Leathernecks watching the game here.
Yeah, I saw McCowan, Addie, I think maybe Addie Brownfield, Allie Meadows, a lot of Western Illinois University women's basketball players been around the area.
And banging his way in and good. Nolan Gooding, that was a good possession there for the Titans, back up to a double-digit lead.
I mean, he just took it right to him, down low, uses his footwork. Beautiful move by Gooding. Oh, and there's the back cut that we're always talking about. Hogue was looking for it, and Malachi Conley started to go, and so he threw it, and then he cut back out.
Couldn't get to it.
He tried going out to the corner, maybe getting a three instead, but by the time he was starting to go out.
Gooding, and no call there as it's contact. Holdhouse working it up here, gonna come on the near side. Kicks it across the line by down the corner. Conley, three on the way, no good. Knowles has it.
And there's a three I think Conley wanted last possession, didn't get. Can't capitalize on that one, but good looking shot there from Conley.
Knowles with it high up top, and I mean literally high up top. Out to Froman. He'll look to drive on Conley, dribble it off his foot, and stolen away by Holdhouse. Back come the Bombers on the run, 10-point lead for West Hancock. 2:15, clock rolling here in this first half of play. And they bring it across. Line ball lines it up, no good. The rebound Lambert. And
big block.
Knowles with the swat.
And they're going to give it to the Titans here. I wonder if we can get a little look at this again.
I think one of the Bombers got a hand on it.
We're going to get a look at this if they could slow it down for us just a little bit.
And right there, Hogue.
And they're going to say if Crowley touched it, but I don't think he did there at the end.
Hogue got a hand up in there and touched it. And now it'll be the Titans working up, looking for Knowles, trying to get him in the lane. Over to Gooding, and I was waiting for that to come. Nick Elby getting a little more physical than the officials like there on the inside.
I believe this will be the third foul of the quarter here for the Bombers. Minute 52 to go.
Inbounds. Now with it is Siegfried. He'll dribble around a little bit, kick it over for Crowley. Crowley on the bounce. Out of Siegfried, and he'll work it all the way out here. Coming down the near side. Gives it over, and that is Gooding right down the lane. Lays it up, lays it in.
Gooding's having a solid game right now on the inside especially. He's gotten a couple layups for the Titans. He's not afraid to attack the rim. Beautiful dish by Siegfried, handing it off to him, has a wide open lane.
And Conley dribbling around out there over to Hobson. Hobson going to come down, give it off to Holdhouse.
That's going to be on Froman, I think. Off-ball foul. Let's see who it is. Hurt's going to come into the game. They give it to
Froman.
Froman, number 11, yep. And I think that'll be his second of the game, potentially.
Yep.
Team foul 2.
And Elby will pick up the foul. And Froman going out, you know, he was trying to do the thing that players do. They try to avoid the head coach.
Yeah, walk right by him. Yeah.
Holdhouse.
Beautiful
long
move.
Fadeaway three, no good, and we've got a rebound foul.
It's going to stay here with the Bombers. This will be 3 fouls now for the Titans, only a minute to go. This minute, 7 seconds, really important, I think, here for the Bombers. Down by 12. You can get a couple points, get it to single digits, and, you know, you could obviously come back from a 12-point deficit in the second, but 9's a lot more manageable and a lot more mentally manageable.
Holdhouse bouncing in. Hobson has it blocked from behind.
Hurt with the block, the shortest Titan player.
And now they'll bring it up. Conversely, for the Titans, if they can get it away, swatted away by Conley. And
there we see on the other side of the floor, the shortest player for the Bombers getting the block.
47 seconds left. They bring it to Holdhouse on the outside. Gets a pick from Hobson. Brings it out to Elby. Elby swarmed by Sigfrid, driving in on Knowles. And Knowles says, nuh-uh.
He's up to around 5 blocks on this game already. And Coach Anderson telling him, pump fake, go up with it. Take a top step,
and Jeff Dahl receiving a warning.
Ooh. This is our second coach's warning by this crew here today.
Hobson holding it. Looking to bounce all the way out to Conley. Conley with 15 on the shot clock, wanting Holdhouse. Linebaugh had gotten in there. Holdhouse dribbling with 10 with 9. Conley holding on the outside. Up to Hobson. Hobson over to Linebaugh. Watching. And found Hobson inside. No good. Rebound Knowles. 18 seconds left.
Titans going to take the last shot here. 10 seconds on the clock here.
Holding out top. They're waiting. 5 seconds left here. Sigfrid just says, I'll shoot the three. No good. Rebound. Gooding. He'll put it up. Won't get it to go.
He wants a foul. He's not going to get it.
And at the end of the first half of play, the West Hancock Titans lead 27-15 over the Macomb Bombers here. We'll go over to BJ as he'll have Coach Jeff Dahl over on the sideline with the interview. He is up. And back here as we going to take a look at the highlight package from the first half of play here at the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament as they get them queued up. There we go.
And there we see Gooding working inside. He's been there all day long. Siegfried again with that 15-foot jump shot. Early in the game, it was 2-1, and then there you see Hogue getting the layup to fall, going right up against Knowles, not afraid of the height. Euro step layup. Hogue again gets tipped, but there's Lambert right on the putback.
And Knowles getting one of his first baskets, shot from the outside, the sports corner three, and then a nice lob up to Gooding, puts it up and in, a couple free throw, got a rebound there on the free throw, and the three-point play became forced, shot from the corner. Knowles just tips it up and in, and you just can't teach stuff like that as the Titans have gotten a lot. We haven't seen as many threes. Nice job by Watson getting in there. And then Froman taking off into the hole.
It'll be interesting to see in this second half how the Titans are going to pressure Watson offensively and defensively. Watson's going to have to be careful. There you see Gooding again, just going right up against Hogan again on the inside, having himself a nice little day.
And we're going to go over to an interview Dwayne Hulett had with some of the folks, our very fine sponsors at MDH.
All right, welcome back. I'm here with Melissa Onion, and another employee at MDH. And why don't you tell everybody what your job is here at MDH?
Sure. I am the Director of Obstetrics here at MDH, so I oversee labor and delivery, nursery, and postpartum care.
So the labor and delivery unit is newish for MDH and state of the art, isn't it?
It's gorgeous. It was recently renovated in 2019. It is absolutely gorgeous. We have whirlpool spa tubs in every labor room. We have 3 labor rooms, 8 postpartum rooms, all private suites. So it's very nice.
What is it about labor and obstetrics that's important for a hospital? Because you see so many hospitals that are losing that department. What is it that made MDH, or what is it that keeps it at MDH?
I always like to tell people that the community truly funded our Women's Center because they did. They were the ones that raised the money for us to renovate our facility and to continue on. It's so important right now in the state of Illinois. There's less than 20 level 2 facilities left that are offering birthing facilities. So it's so important and vital for our community to keep those facilities going.
Well, obviously you're local. You're from the Rushville area, so you're local to the region anyway. So you can feel that personally as in MDH's growth in the area. It means something to you because you're from here.
Absolutely. Grew up, born and raised in Rushville, just 30 minutes away. But in this community, the closest tertiary care center is over an hour away. That is vital to have a facility, especially in maternal care, that mothers can go to in need. So it's very important that we're here.
Well, we've talked about in our interviews in years past and now and this year about how important the staff is. You know, it doesn't matter how good the facility is if you don't have a good staff. And it seems like everybody you talk to at MDH cares about their job and what they do.
I think that's what's so unique about a rural facility is we all know each other. At larger facilities, sometimes you're just a number. Where here, you're an individual. We see you as a true person. Our staff is truly a family. That's something that we pride ourselves on because we are such a small knit group. It's wonderful to be a part of.
You know, some people, as they chase a career, and I'm not saying you're chasing a career, but as you chase a career and you move up the ladder, you know, you want to move up to bigger and better things, quote unquote. It seems like there's a lot of local folks that climb the ladder at MDH and that's where they want to be. And you seem to be one of those people too. What is it about MDH that makes you want to climb the ladder here, but you want to stay here?
Once again, it's that small town feel, that sense of community within our hospital. We have a great administrative team that's really supported a lot of the younger leaders to continue to grow and to grow up that ladder and to give us the skills that we need to do so. So I really owe it to them to assist me to do that.
If you talk about the labor and delivery wing, pick out a couple of things. You mentioned the whirlpools. Let's leave that out. Mention a couple things from the department that you think helps MDH stand out.
So because we are a rural facility, we are able to provide one-on-one care to our moms when they're in labor. We've recently been recognized for our Promoting Vaginal Birth initiative from the state of Illinois. And we've implemented what is called a power tower that has all sorts of tools that moms can use during their labor to empower them through that process. And our staff love working with the moms to do that.
And obviously you work with the moms, but care for the babies after they're born is key also. What is that? How do you guys separate those two things? Do you feel like both are equally as important, and are you able to handle both equally as well?
Absolutely. So we're unique once again in the sense that we have to be versatile in all areas of obstetrics. If you go to a larger facility, usually you pick one area that you're an expert in, where we have to be an expert in all areas. And I think that really makes us stand out. That's not something that we take lightly. We jump in and we try to be the best in every single area that we can be.
Well, Melissa, I thank you for coming and talking to us here, and it's a beautiful wing, and do everything you can to keep it as beautiful as it is, because I know that the mothers appreciate it. So
absolutely. Well, thank you.
We'll be right back after this.
And we're back here. Luke's going to take a look at the halftime stats.
Really, the field goal percentage, as you can see there, and the shots made. 12 shots made for the Titans, 6 for Macomb, double the amount of shots made. They've taken less shots in the game, though, only taken 24 compared to Macomb's 27. They're shooting 50% from the field, the Titans. 3-point field goal percentage we saw in the last game, 15 for 31 at half for both teams. Here we see 2 for 17 at half for both teams. Rebounds even, turnovers even, steals in the Bombers' favor. I mean, looking at these stats, assist-wise, it's in the Titans' favor a little bit. I mean, you see all these things, and you're like, this should be a pretty even game, but then the obvious glaring discrepancy is what you're making, what you're not. The Titans have 7 blocks in this game as well, 5 of them coming from Knowles, 1 from Siegfried, and 1 from Hurt. So that's been a big part in this game as well. But the Bombers are putting up more shots. Both teams only made 2 free throws. Titans 2 for 5. Bombers are 2 for 4. The 3-point field goal percentage, though, is big for the Bombers here. 1 for 11, and that came from Malachi Conley. The 1 for the Titans came from Jordan Crowley in the corner. And the other thing I'm seeing here looking at the stats is points in the paint. Titans have 20 of their 27 points are from the paint, and 10 of Macomb's are from the paint as well. But the Titans are just consistently getting inside and attacking. Leading scorers for the game so far, you got Nolan Gooding and Cooper Knowles, both with 9 points. Knowles is 4 for 4 shooting so far. He's 1 for 3 from the line, and Gooding's 4 for 7. I said, he's getting in there. He's attacking. He's not afraid. And, you know, when you look at the roster, especially when they had Gavin Grothaus in, you're like, well, we'll leave this Gooding guy alone because we got to focus on these other guys more. And he really started to shine, led the team in points a lot, and he's starting to find his rhythm. And for Macomb, Watson had 5 points, and he's the leading scorer for them. We got BJ Stone over there ready for an interview. We're trying to
get Coach Watson over, or Coach
Anderson over there with him. Coming out of the tunnel only without a minute left, so we're going to send it to him here in just a moment. Hopefully we got the mic up and running here for this interview with BJ Stone and Coach Anderson. We'll send it over now.
All right, thanks, guys. Real quick, Coach Anderson, first half, your thoughts. What'd you tell the guys at halftime?
I think West Hancock's a really good team, and you have to execute really well on both ends if you want to compete with them.
Coach, down there knew it was going to be a physical game. You guys playing as hard as they can. What do you have to do offensively to get some more points on the board?
Composure. To remain composed.
All right, good luck in the second half.
Thanks,
guys. Back to you.
You want to talk about composure? Look at Jeremy Anderson. If you're a player and you're looking for composure, look at Jeremy Anderson. That man is the most composed coach I've seen in a while. He's, really he's stoic. He's there. He knows what he needs to do to get the win, and he's communicating that with his team. And let's see if they can go and execute it. Down by 12, the game's not out of reach by far. They could get back in this, get on a streaky run, and shoot. The Titans had a 15-point run in that game. Who's to say the Bombers can't do that themselves? They'll have Watson coming back out here, too. He's got to be careful with 3 fouls in this one.
And composure is a big thing. You see all the crowd here. So the big crowd here for this one, and the crowd increases as the day goes along on this Saturday. And Coach Bushnell.
Yeah, we see a lot of coaches out here watching the game, a lot of fans in the crowd as well. This is probably one of the closest matchups you could get between the Bombers and the Titans, and both these teams love to compete against each other.
And here we go in the second half of play. Siegfried to Knowles. Knowles almost left his feet there, and Siegfried with it, working into the corner. Out with it is Gooding. Gooding looking to probe on Holthouse. Going up, got it. Biscuit in the basket, good.
That's what we've been talking about. He's up to double digits now with 11. Conley going to have to tie his shoe. Thought they were going to give him a second there, but Gooding's just attacking the inside of this Bombers defense.
Drew Watson out there, Langdon Lambert, Holthouse, Conley. As they work it around the outside, Conley with it, looking to go in the lane, goes up, and did a nice job. Didn't quite get the finish, but you notice how he went into the body of Knowles. That's what you got to do with a shot blocker. You got to go into their body and hold them on the floor, get it up over them.
Good move by the Bombers. Can't capitalize on the layup.
And if you couldn't guess,
15.
somebody forgot to silence his phone.
I didn't even hear it myself, but I saw it go off, and I was like, oh, okay, I think Greg's going to go take a call real quick.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, they can wait. Froman with it out to Gooding. Gooding has been huge, driving in and puts it up again on Hogue.
And that's just a really nice, slow, methodical spin move. It's not one of those quick ones trying to catch him off guard. He knows he has the leverage, gets inside, puts up the nice little baby hook, knocks it down.
And they bring it back underneath the basket. Looking for Holthouse out top for Watson. 3 on the way. This could be huge, and is. Sports corner 3.
Watson up to 8 points now in the game. He's going to be big. His first three-pointer made in the game. He's 1 for 2 now. Going to be big.
Froman right back the other way. Nice basket. Wanted the extra. And back will come the Bombers. Watson a little ill-advised on the pass up to Holthouse.
Seaford's got to be careful with that little elbow, sticking it out too far.
And Conley, yep. He'd gotten away with one on the play before, and has to tie his shoe again.
I think this, I was going to say, I think this might be the 4th, 5th time I've seen Conley have to tie his shoe.
And came up a little hobbled.
Got some coaches here from Western Illinois University watching this game too pretty intently, along with the famous Chris Dewar in the area.
The Dew, yep. Gooding shooting shot, no good. Hogue the rebound. And he's got the grandpa sweater on. I'll have to say something to him about that. As Holthouse bobbles a little bit, looking for Conley, needs some help, gets it to Watson. Currently a 15-point lead for the Titans, 33-18. Holthouse on the far sideline up to Hogue, going to get a screen from Lambert, dribbling on Knowles. And Knowles says, gimme that.
Oh, man. Didn't go for the fake, and, really wasn't a much of a fake by Hogue, but, good composure there from Knowles down low. Gets another block. He's up to 6.
They work it over for Sigfrid down in the corner. Gooding thinking about it, not going to pull the trigger. Up to Froman. 15 on the shot clock as Froman goes to drive. And Conley going to get another one and ties his shoe.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was a slip by Froman or there might have been a little bit of help there from Conley, but we saw a lot of players slipping there in that Rock Ridge game earlier. We're going to get a look at this here again. A block from Knowles just says no to Hogue.
Throwing his own block party. Froman down the lane, goes up with it, gets it to go again. Taking advantage of the smaller Conley and opened up a 17-point lead. 35-18 here, 5-minute mark of the third quarter. Bombers in the danger zone here, getting this blown open. They do struggle to score a little bit. Pretty methodical. They're going to have to do some things they didn't want to do. An illegal screen.
Man, that's tough on just the mental of it for Langdon Lambert and the Bombers. Going to get called for the offensive foul there. I didn't even see if Conley knocked down the shot or not, but, another turnover there on that possession. Titans with the chance to just open this game up a little bit more here, 17-point lead.
And the big thing is that is a point of emphasis they put in over the last 2 to 3 years is the illegal screens all the way down into the junior high level. Really, you can't hold, you can't move, and they've really put an emphasis on that, trying to clean up play a little bit. Froman again in the lane, goes up, doesn't get it to go, but right there says, got your back, partner, Jordan Crowley.
Yeah, Jordan Crowley having a nice little game for himself so far in this one.
4.5 left to go. The lead is out to 19. Again, I mentioned the Bombers in the danger zone here. As Watson dribbles out top, comes over to Conley. Conley looking to go to the basket and saw Knowles and said, Throws it out to Hogue, no good. Bounce, and Knowles with it.
It was a good kick out. Oh, good defense there from Holthouse. But another foul going to be called here against Conley. Oh, man. This is going to be 4 fouls now against the Bombers. Now, the Titans have struggled from the line, but one more. And for the rest of this quarter, they're going to be heading to the line.
And that's one on Conley where you got – actually, they whistled it on Holthouse
instead.
Conley lucky, but he's strong, he's physical, but you got to draw a line somewhere on that. You got to find it. Sigfrid finds a wide open lane, and they're going to whistle an offensive foul. Watson drawing that. Now that takes a lot of courage. You got 3 fouls to get up under there. Nice job.
We've seen Watson play a little bit slower on the offense. Well, the whole team play a little bit slower on the offensive side of things. He's being a little cautious, as he should be, with 3 fouls.
Working it over here. Lambert with it. Comes in the lane.
Nice
Watson
slip.
Open and gets fouled from behind.
Good move by Watson, just slips right past Siegfried, goes inside. He'll head to the line for 2 free throws here.
And as Coach Knowles said, Anderson said, you got to, now is the best time you especially have to have composure. You're down 19, and you know there's not a 19-point shot here anyway.
Yeah.
So as we'll see, Watson in there, got some guys up in the air.
Froman almost jumped over him with a hurdle. Got a couple subs here coming in for the Bombers. Number 3, Isaac Linebaugh. We're hearing some verbiage behind us already. Number 22, Cooper Hobson checks into the game along with Nick Elby. Both free throws are made.
Good, big there. Now you got to go back, go up possession by possession. Start digging your way back in, get it down to 10 or less. At the end of the third quarter, got to keep the Titans out of the paint.
And for a team that's trailing, I was always told growing up, you know, points without time going off the clock are big. So those free throws, making them are going to be huge.
Gooding driving the baseline, goes up, misses it. Knowles in there, he misses it. And out of there with it comes Watson.
Down by 17 here.
Holdhouse out to Watson. He'll shoot the 3. It is no good. Rebound tipped, and Knowles climbing high for the rebound.
Oh, that's going to be against
LB.
They're going to call it against LB. And, man, this Bomber crowd behind us, that's not going to help their verbiage any bit more. We'll get another look at this if we can slow it down maybe a little bit. And I mean, yeah, I would almost call it that way. I do understand from the bench over there for Macomb, you see all you see is the backside of it, but you see Knowles' arm kind of curled over like he's doing a bicep curl, and then he's just trying to turn around, and Elby's hanging on to him, and he falls off. But I mean, that's a tough call. No matter who you are, if you're the Titans, you're like, oh my gosh, he's holding on to him. And if you're the Bombers, you're like, what the heck? He just threw him off of him. And so, I mean, that's a lose-lose call for the officials.
Yeah, that's one of those you're not going to make any side of the gym happy.
You can't just not call something on that play either. So that's a tough one right there.
And that's already the 3rd on LB, the 5th on the team. As Linebaugh on the outside looking, giving a bounce, over to Hobson. Hobson wheeling to Holdhouse. He'll shoot the 3, no good, and the rebound. Hobson with a grab down in the lane to Holdhouse.
I think Holdhouse might be 0 for 6 now from the field after that one.
And I know Holdhouse in there, he saw Knowles behind him, didn't go up with it. You got to go up with those. You got to challenge the big man.
This would be called on Crowley right here. Good little dribble move from Watson, draws a quick little foul against Crowley. 3 fouls against the Titans, and we still got 2:43 to go here. That's going to be Crowley's second. Now, Froman has 3, Crowley has 2. A couple other Titans players in a little bit of foul trouble. Again, this bench for the Titans not that deep in big games like this.
38-20 lead for them. Watson holding on with it. Going to get a screen from Elby. Looking to probe his way into the lane. Now pulls it out there. 25 on the shot clock. As he holds, coming out to Hobson. Hobson going toward the far side, coming into the baseline to Holdhouse. Holdhouse to Linebaugh. Hurt on him. Linebaugh jumping in out to Holdhouse. Nice defense, but a good, better shot. Holdhouse putting that one down. Huge 3 for the Bombers. Cuts it to 15.
Yeah, big shot there from Holdhouse. I believe might be his first make of the day. Knocks down the 3-pointer. Second 3-pointer here of the quarter.
Knowles taking his way in there, misses the shot. Nice defense by Elby, especially with the 3 personals. And back come the Bombers. Holdhouse.
I don't know if I like that shot, you know, really quick into the possession there from the Titans. And, you know, he can make those, don't get me wrong, but you got time to look around with the 15-point lead, and now the Bombers with it back. They can cut this down even more. Good drive from Watson there. And now they're going to call it on the ground. That's not the wrong call. They're going to call it on the floor. I agree with that call. We'll get another look at it. Pump fake, and there we see he never got it up. And now in the NBA, that is that's a no call in the NBA anymore, because you can't pump fake and then draw into him anymore. But in high school, they're still going to call it their way.
And that is the second on Knowles. Inbounds to Watson. He puts it up, gets the bucket, and cuts it down to a 13-point lead for the Titans.
Titans need to slow down on offense right here. 1:30 to go in the third. You can't let this game get back to single digits.
Froman with it, lob it underneath. It is Knowles, and Elby going to pick up his 4th. Had his hands intertwined with Knowles.
And he'll head to the line for 2 free throws here. Big free throws for the Titans yet again. Coach Dahl telling his team to talk right there. trying to get them to communicate more. He's talking to Gooding now down low, and 4 fouls on the Titans, 5 fouls on the Bombers. That's 4 fouls there on Elby.
And that the make by Knowles, and Knowles did a good job there. And you see Elby's just had his arms intertwined there, and you can't get your arms in there. You got to go straight up on that. Even though he's much taller than you got to go straight up.
And that's just a tough draw there for the matchup. He's doing what he can, and he's playing well, Elby is.
Not that I would advocate coaching dirty or playing dirty, but that's when you use your legs on the big man. Move him out. Use your legs on him, not. You that shot on the way, no good. Hobson with a tip out, but it is scooped up there by Crowley.
Good box out by Crowley. Way to not. A lot of times you'll see a player just go try to cherry pick on the other side. Stays there, stays home.
Hurt with a long three. It is no good. Rebound on the floor. Hobson out with it. Shot clock still on. 15-second differential as Watson races up the court. Goes up, gets it to go. That's how you challenge the big man.
That's good defense from Knowles, but even better offense there from Drew Watson. Drives inside, and what Conley did earlier, putting his shoulder down, missed the layup. We see Watson finish, drives his shoulder into him, knocks it down.
Siegfried, shot on the way, no good. Rebound, Knowles with it. Trying to spin out of trouble, puts it up. That is a tough shot.
Bombers can get this down to 10 points here with a three-point shot, down by 13.
And nearly threw it away as Holthouse comes across the timeline. 13-second left. Huge possession for the Bombers.
I mean, I've been watching these Bomber-Titan games for years, and they always end in a fun fashion. No foul call. It's going to stay with the Bombers.
Saying it was tipped out of bounds.
Oh, and they're going to tee up Coach Anderson, and the Titans are going to get the ball. I don't want to keep saying it, but I think this might be the third technical
this crew's
had today alone. But, I mean,
the stakes are a lot higher.
Yeah.
That's one of those. The stakes are higher. You expect a little bit of that.
Some fans might get a little bit of a warning here as well.
Well, and it's one of those things. Hey, the officials are the officials, whether you agree, disagree, or other. And I've had my disagreements with officials. Trust me.
Siegfried's going to have to knock this down, and I love the officials smiling here, just waiting to see what the crowd is going to say. I personally love it. I love the integrity of them here in this game.
Well, and as and as I say, the officials are the officials. No matter what, the officials are the officials, and you have to agree with them whether you like their call or not. There are ways you can express your displeasure. Now, sometimes as a coach, I've been on that side, sometimes you want the technical. Fires up your kids. Yeah. I've done one of those. I've been yelling at one official, but I meant it for the other official, and I got a technical on that. There are times, you want to make your point to them, and on that one, we couldn't see. We were kind of blocked out of that one, so really couldn't see.
And it's always a thing. We don't know what they say. That's even bigger thing is now one person might look more aggressive, but the other person might say something even more aggressive. Not saying anything crazy, but it's interesting because Coach Anderson doesn't get the warning. Coach Dahl does get the warning, so I think that's where some of the fans might be like, well, what about this?
Right.
And so I understand that aspect of it, but there's so many unknowns that we don't know.
Yep, and the inbound's going to come to Gooding. Gooding going to have to hurry a little bit, 3-2. And that one pumped up a little bit short by Hurt. And not what Coach Jeff Dahl drew up, I'm sure, as we head to the end of three. 41-27, 14-point lead for the West Hancock Titans here. As we head to this end, it is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDA.
Over the years, we've told you about the benefits of choosing Spoon River College.
Affordable.
Transferable credit.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, well, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
And back here on TSSR Game Time Live, I'll let Mr. Luke take over the highlights.
Here we see Gooding attacking inside right at the beginning of the third quarter. And there we see him again. Little baby hook right away. He got 4 quick points, but there was Watson knocking down the 3, trying to get his team back into it here. And we see just a back and forth game for a little bit. Bombers starting to crawl their way back into this one. There we see Froman put one up as well.
And back here, let's get the lineup for you. Holthouse with it now, over to Watson. It's got Lambert, Hogue, and also Conley on the floor with him. 2-3 zone put on here by the Titans. They're going to zone it up. Macomb has not shot well, so maybe trying to dare him into it. Holthouse shoots 3, doesn't get it, and the rebound, Sigfrid down with it. Conley's right all over him, and they're going to push the throttle. Find a wide open Hurt. Hurt wheels it around. There's Conley all over him. Out quickly to Gooding. Gooding spinning toward the paint, driving down, goes up on Hogue. Can't get it to go, and Conley high for the rebound. Watson pushing it, pulls up for the 3. It is no good, and Lambert, nice job getting underneath him to get it, and Knowles the block from behind. And when we get a point, as Gooding goes up, missed the layup, fight for it underneath, and they bring it out and thrown away. Here comes Holthouse in the lane. Sigfrid gonna watch it, missed the lay-in. Conley gets it back, and a wild sequence there.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because as a fan, you're just everything that you see should be for your team, and everything that's against you is wrong.
Well, and I'm going to explain why that was not a foul on Cooper Knowles, as Lambert did not have contact with his body. Knowles didn't make contact when he reached over. He got all ball there. That's why that's not a foul. And people don't understand. They think there's like a verticality, like you can't reach over someone. Yes, you can, as long as you don't make contact. Watson in with the lay-in.
Just like that, it's a 12-point game. Drew Watson having a nice second half. Still has 3 fouls, but he's doing a good job not picking anything up.
And Froman right to the hole, gets a bucket right back.
Great quick answer there. See what the Bombers can do here on offense.
And you notice Watson is really pushing it up the court. Missed that one, got dumped on the floor, and they're going to have a foul whistled.
Gooding, I believe, is going to draw the foul here for the Titans. We'll see. It'll be his 3rd. Siegfried also has 3 for the Titans, and I believe Froman has 3 as well. They got to play clean defense here.
And Watson makes the first. Very good free throw shooter, and we'll see. Just drove in there, and you notice kept the ball out in his right hand away, used his body as a shield. Second one is no good. The Titans get the rebound. And so it's a 43-30 lead here, 6 minutes left to go. I saw it do that. I'm sure Coach Dahl is saying, calm down, run your offense.
Yeah, you got to slow down here unless you get something like that. Easy layup, misses it, tipped it back out. That's going to be Titan ball. It's going to be off Hogue.
Yep. And the Bombers going to have to clean up a little bit and get some blocking out done.
5:58 on the clock. You're hearing some fans. He's all talk. I don't know if they're talking about the official because he's not all talk. He's a little bit of bark too and bite.
And Crowley drumbling in, shoots shot no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds. It'll go to Macomb. And Crowley mad at himself, and that's that's hard. That lay in straight on. That is tough. 43-30, 5:45. World of time left in this ball game as the Bombers go back to work. They bring it out to Holthouse. Go ahead, Luke.
There's that back cut attempt they couldn't see, and I think Watson tripped over his own player's foot right there. Tried to get the back cut earlier, couldn't find it, so they just move it around to the other side. Oh, three-pointer has the double clutch. Good defense from Crowley.
And Froman out of there in a hurry. Wisely slows it up, doesn't have much. And now Gooding driving away. Nobody picked him up. And we got a timeout called by Jeff Dahl on the drive there. And he called it as they were on the drive, missed the shot, and got the timeout. So it'll be Titan ball. And I'm sure what Coach Dahl is talking about is getting it under control.
We got a quick word from one of our sponsors. It's Sports Corner at 124. Macomb's original local sports bar is Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games in all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcast at Sports Corner at 124, all while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. 30-43 the score. Titans up by 13, and it feels like the Bombers could just make this a game so quick.
And exactly, and they can break their way back into the, it's one of those things, though, you've got to maintain, and I'm sure that's what Coach Jeff Dahl is telling the Titans, that, hey, we've got to keep this under control. We've got to slow down, stop throwing, silly passes where nobody is, and we got to get good possessions. The clock is your friend right now, but just still get good possessions.
I think one of the biggest things for the Titans right now is they got to be careful on defense. And, Coach Anderson's probably telling his team, slow down, but if you can get a couple fouls drawn against some of these Titan players, they have 2 fouls already as a team here in this quarter. Get to the line, get some free throws knocked down.
Gooding, 3 on the way, a huge one, drops it in, Sports Corner 3, and that is a big bucket, expands it back out to 16.
Gooding, not often does he shoot the 3 ball, but if he can make it there, that's going to be huge for the Titans in this game and potentially the next.
Now Macomb from here on out, Macomb's got to have good possessions, and Knowles able to snap that one down as they bring it up the court. Crowley with it, holds on, and will come out to Sigfrid. Sigfrid spots a 3, no good. Rebound, nice job by Hogue. And Watson going to launch it up the floor to Holdhouse. They'll jump out in. Conley alone in the corner was trying to get it over there.
Yeah, good job by Sigfrid and Knowles slowing down the fast break just a little bit, but time for the Bombers to reset here, get a basket, down by 16.
Lambert driving in, nearly had it picked away, holds, comes out to Watson. Watson working, 10 seconds on the clock now, gets a pick from Lambert. Looking to dribble. Loops it out in the corner. Conley 3, well short of the mark. And Sigfrid pulls it down. Froman's got a 2-on-2, actually wheels it up to Crowley, gets it up, or to Gooding, gets it up and in.
Oh, man, and they're going to say Conley crossed the baseline as he was inbounding the pass. That's going to be Titan ball down under the basket. That's a tough one, momentum rise. Titans can get this, go up 20. A timeout going to be taken by the Bombers. That's a real tough one there. It's just one of those mental things where you're like, gotta go, and you forget about it.
Well, and it's one of those things, 90% of the time, most people don't notice that.
Yeah.
In a game where there's everything is heightened, it's a possession-by-possession game, and the official handed it to him, just watched him jump in. And a lot of kids, when they grab the ball, don't watch that very closely, and it's just one of those things. We'll check in on the highlights here. Luke?
We see Watson here, drives inside. He's gotten a layup. He's had a nice second half. And Froman, he had an answer right there with a layup of his own, just trying to keep this Titan lead a little bit farther away. And Gooding knocks down the 3 and knocks down the layup as well. And then Conley, just after that, crosses the line. And that goes back to Coach Anderson interview at halftime when he said composure. Composure. And, Conley is a good basketball player. Defensively, offensively, he's there when he needs him to be, and it's just one of those things that you just forget about, and it's horrible for the Bombers' momentum right there. Just gives the ball right back to the Titans. If you can get a stop, it's okay. Get the ball back quick. But, man, if Coach Dahl and the Titans score on this possession, that one's going to be tough to swallow.
Yeah, it's going to be a 20-point lead with 4 minutes left. And for the Titans, just get a good possession. Get a good shot off. As here we go. The inbounds from Sigfrid. Lobs up to Knowles and just puts it up and in. The lead's 20, 50-30. Here as Holdhouse will bring it. So that causes some damage there. They wheel it to Conley. Conley over to Watson in the lane for Lambert as his pass tipped and stolen away.
Good hands by Froman, getting his hands on that pass from Lambert. I like the offensive play, but can't get anything there.
And Froman throws it away. Conley with it. Dribbling in on Sigfrid. And
this is going to be his 4th of the game. And hopefully Sigfrid's okay and Conley as well.
Yeah, because Conley hit his head hard, and I think
Sigfrid hit his chin on Conley's head. And
yep.
All unintentional.
Just 2 guys playing hard. That's 2 guys playing hard.
See if we got a look at this here again. 3:39 on the clock. Sigfrid 4 fouls. He's got to be really careful with this here.
Conley will be up at the free throw line, shoot a pair. As you look at it here, and just, yep.
Yeah, man, right on the chin and goes up with it. I think Sigfrid might have slipped there. Completely unintentional. slip there at the end, and he's going to pick up the foul. Hurt's going to come into the game here for Siegfried most likely. 20-point game, but this is where the Bombers can really take advantage of this.
And doesn't feel like a 20-point game, really, when you go out possession by possession. We've gone Siegfried, and that hurts, too. I mean, for Conley to get chopped on the head by somebody's chin, that doesn't feel any good either. And I think maybe even hit his head on the floor a little bit.
I mean, props for knocking down that first free throw layup. Oh, big block from Gooding, though. That's going to be Conley's, I believe that might be his 4th foul of the game as well.
And you got to applaud a guy for being super aggressive. You just got to know to keep your hands out of there.
3:35 on the clock. The crowd's gotten a bit more quiet here.
And they're getting Holdhouse for the hold as Crowley was trying to get the ball.
And that's 2 quick fouls there on the Bombers. His 3rd of the game. A lot of players in foul trouble here for both teams. The other question to really ask here is, you know, there's 3:30 to play. How much of a toll is this going to take on the 3rd place and championship game to come, on your players?
And a lot of, you wonder if they're going to come back and have to, whereas the other game, you know, it seemed like it was like hours ago. Watson going to pull up 3, no good. Rebound tipped up. Knowles able to corral it and loops it out to Gooding over for Crowley.
Pass.
Crowley, beautiful pass on the fast break and the lay-in.
He definitely tried dunking that, but good pass there from Gooding. Didn't put the ball on the floor, just gets it over to him right in the air, and there's that little 3-man weave you always run as a junior high player coming into fashion.
Lambert over with it, over to Conley. He'll pump up the 3, short of the mark, and Knowles scoops it up. Out it comes, and Hurt's just going to walk it up here. Bombers pulling back a little bit. 2:40 left to go here. The eventuality starting to become a reality as the Titans with it. Gooding another 3, no good, and the rebound pulled down by Watson. Coach Shefstall not happy at all with that. And Watson over the leg. Nice job by Lambert, the up and in.
Good putback there from Lambert.
They wing it up to Crowley, up to Hurt. Hurt back to Crowley. He's got an open layup for Gooding and puts it up. Yes, and it counts.
And one opportunity, and that's going to be Malachi Conley's 5th foul of the game. He's going to check out. Got some subs coming in here. Lewis Siegfried going to check in for the Titans. You got Isaac Linebaugh coming in along with Nick Elby, who has 4 fouls, and Cooper Hobson for the Bombers. And that's going to be the end of Malachi Conley's game right now. We'll see him later today against either Peoria Christian or Rock Ridge.
Well, it'll actually be Peoria Christian.
It will be Peoria Christian. I was just saying it, you know, just in case they come back from a 21-point deficit with 2:11 left in the game. Yeah. I don't want to count them out just yet, but
leaving things open. I like that.
Yep.
And Gooding caught every part of the rim there, puts it down, and the Titans lead it by 22, 55-33. Line ball with it over to Hobson. Hobson down. And Holdhouse winging it inside. Elby with it. He'll get fouled. And Gooding didn't like that, but you got to be careful.
I think that might be his 4th. It is his 4th foul of the game, too. There's 2 Titan players with 4 fouls here. I think Froman has 3. Knowles has 2 or 3, I believe, as well.
Yep.
We'll get another look at this here after
Elby
this
makes
free throw. Let's see this down low. Man, I thought that almost could have been a travel call, too, for a second down low, but he gets the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
And the difference is he just had his hands straight out instead of straight up. You yell at kids all the time, go straight up, go straight up. Unless, or as I always say, unless you 1,000% can get the block.
Passer Tom Spain listening in again from Plymouth, shouting out the Titans. Good job. He checked in yesterday for their game against Eureka as well.
And now wheeling around with it, Hurt up top, running a little time, 14 on the shot clock, gives it a work. Hurt works it over for Siegfried. Siegfried going to plow toward the lane, kicks it out, and it is Gooding up and under to Froman. Froman catch, shoot, hits the rim. So would you reset the clock? Line ball with it, out to Watson. Watson dribbling around, going to go in the lane, going to challenge, and gets the foul.
Ooh. They're going to call this down low, a foul on Braden Hurt. Going to call him with a little push down low.
And that's going to be free throws upcoming here for the Bombers.
5 fouls on the Titans. See how many this is on Hurt? I didn't see it at first.
That's his 4th.
Oh, that's going to be his first of the game.
Oh, okay.
Wade Gooding and Jess Scott going to check into the game here for the Titans. Number 13, Macon Allison checks in for the Bombers. Jordan Crowley will come in as well, and that'll be the end of this game for Siegfried, Knowles, and Froman. Coach Dahl trying to get them a little bit of rest before they take on Rock Ridge later today.
And if you can get it under the watchful eye of behind the Titan basket, the Rock Ridge Rockets sitting there getting an eye full here of who they will take on in the championship. And they're going to take a quick timeout here. We will as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
There are the Rock Ridge Rockets as Landon Bull standing up there, Rich Hart, Kuniko, Lehmans all sitting there watching this one. Landon Bull, what a game in that earlier semifinal contest, 26-10 and 8.
I mean,
that's not a bad day at the office.
He had some great moves there at the end, had a silencer three-pointer at the end of the game too. And, you know, Landon Bull is going to be somebody for the Titans to key on. But, man, that whole Rock Ridge team has played solid this tournament, and there's a lot of guys on that team who are a threat.
They have a lot of tools in the toolbox. Shot on the way by Hurt, no good. Rebound, Hobson down with it. And Macon Allison will dribble it up here for the Bombers. Actually handed off to Linebaugh. As we count under a minute left to go in this one, glad you're alongside for this, as the championship matchup is almost set, a late night date.
That's going to take place at 8:30. Nice pass, reverse layup, can't fall for Elby.
Elby couldn't get in. Also in for the Titans. You mentioned Jess Scott in there.
You got Jonah Bradley in as well for the Titans, not listed on their roster sheet. You got Max Siegfried and Hunter Whibley getting ready to check in as well. Timeout going to be taken by Dahl, but
substitution timeout.
Substitution timeout. So
that's one thing they've kind of added here in the game lately that I really like.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
For a guy whose teams have been on the front end and the back end of a beat down, it's nice to be able to do those substitution timeouts so you can get some players in.
We saw this freshman squad yesterday against the Hornets, and we saw them against Bushnell-Prairie City as well in round number 1. A lot of young guys. Hunter Whibley, a freshman. Jonah Bradley, Max Siegfried, both freshmen. You got some older players here in Gooding and Scott, but a lot of young players on this team right here.
And the West Hancock Titans run it out there. It is a
55-37
win. The Titans punched their ticket to play the Rock Ridge Rockets. We'll catch BJ Stone with Coach Dahl.
And hopefully this time we can get some good
audio
points.
with it.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, actually, sometimes when coaches say nothing, that is probably the best thing or smartest thing you can say as a coach.
Well, yeah, we saw there in that game there was a lot being said between some players and the officials and the coaches. They did a good job sitting back on the back burner there for that game.
And we'll get Coach Jeff Dahl here, and he and Coach Anderson know each other very well. Matched up a lot with back when Coach Anderson was at A-Town. And, of course, many matchups with the Macomb Bombers here as well. If anybody can tell me out there watching how long Jeremy Anderson has been at Macomb, it seems like a long time.
And, Coach Dahl, he's not new to this either. I mean, he's been around. He's won this tournament before a long time ago, I believe in 1998 when he was with Warsaw, not West Hancock.
Yep.
And I believe Jason Edwards was the man on that squad.
And the guys in the truck earning their money, they said 2012.
Oh, 2012, wow.
And we're going to get ready to go to BJ Stone. Almost said Coach BJ Stone. BJ Stone with Coach Dahl.
Thanks, fellas. We're courtside with Coach Jeff Dahl of the West Hancock Titans. Coach, congratulations, first of all, and took care of business second half.
Yeah, thank you. We had a good start to the third quarter. I think we scored in 3 straight possessions, maybe 4, and we got stops in each one of those. So that was really good for us to come out and execute the start of that quarter.
The big guy for you in the middle, Cooper, had a lot of blocks that he also kept on the court, so it isn't like giving them another possession. He's getting the ball and keeping it for you guys.
Yeah, he's really good at controlling his blocks. I don't know how he does that, but he's really good at, sometimes he'll swat it out in the stands, but a lot of times he'll tip it where he can get it or one of us can get it.
All right, so you got the Rock Ridge Rockets tonight for the championship. What's that game going to be like?
Probably similar to this one, except a little more physical even. They're very strong. They play a really tough schedule. And we played a tough schedule, too, to get ready for this kind of stuff. So hopefully tonight we'll come out. It's it's just a game of wills at this point because You've already played a tough physical game now. We both had tough games. So it's just whoever wants it the worst.
We talked earlier in one of the broadcasts. You had 4 games now this week, kind of a midterm reset before you get into the second half of the season. Are you happy where you're at?
I am, because we're missing our second leading scorer, our best assist to turnover ratio guy, and our leading rebounder. So it's not having him and still competing has been really, really good for us.
Well, congratulations on the victory. Good luck in the championship tonight.
Thank you.
That's Jeff Dahl from the West Hancock Titans. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, BJ, as we'll get ready to take a look at the highlights. Cooper Knowles today, a big game for him. 14 points, 15 rebounds, 7 blocks in the game.
Almost a triple-double there. Was 3 blocks away from it. We'll get a look at some of these highlights here today. I mean, we've seen Siegfried knock down that little 15-footer. And then we see Drew Watson, nice little pass dish. Hogue knocks it down. Watson had 19 on the game. Hogue had 4. There's Siegfried with a nice little layup. He had 5 on the game. Little putback there from Lambert. This was all happening in the first quarter. We kind of started off a little slow, but then they got the ball rolling. Pass down low to Knowles. Goes up with it. Fouled on the way and 1. And a little putback here from Gooding as well. Led the game in points with 21 total points here today.
And you see another nice tip in by Knowles, and then Gooding once again. And Drew Watson going right in, challenging everybody. Macomb made a little bit of a run in that third quarter, but Froman right back to answer and just kind of continued to pull away in this game as they just kind of went up and under and underneath. And just continuing, Malachi Conley, the big 3 there, I believe cut it to 13 at the time, but then Gooding right back again. It just seemed like every time they needed a run or needed a basket, Cooper Gooding was okay. As I guess we're going to cut the replays a little short here because this is kind of special. If you see, folks, the guy beside me down that way, Mr. Keith Yex, longtime guy that I worked with over at WCAZ. And what's weird is I'm here, he's there. We're at 2 different places, 2 different broadcasters, and he is he's reading the stats and doing everything for WCAZ over there in Carthage. I'm working for TSSR now, so a lot of heritage between the 2 of us. And we have been at the Heights. We have been with Warsaw when they won the state championship, when with Nauvoo, Calusa did it, the teams that make up the West Hancock Titans.
And I've gotten the chance to be around Keith a lot here these past couple of years, doing all the West Hancock Titan football games a year ago. And, he goes out there, he travels far. He says, I got a map, and I want to go to all these places I haven't been to anymore. And so, he's a ton of fun to be around and a great broadcaster, a nice man, a good man over there. Keith's awesome, yeah.
IBCA Hall of Famer, a heck of a guy there. He does newspaper and radio.
Yes.
He does the whole media thing, works for the Hancock County Journal-Pilot. And it's a lot of fun to be here on the sideline with him. I miss the guys tremendously. Great time in our life. We did a lot of crazy things. I can't count all the championships. We're not going to talk about all the things we
not
did.
All
some
the
of the
crazy things. Yeah.
But we went a lot of places. If we took a push pin and put it on all the towns that we went to across the map, it would be amazing. And one of the places we love to come here was this Macomb Western Holiday Tournament. A fantastic tournament. We've seen a lot of great games. I know there's a lot of teams, the results weren't exactly what they want, but you got to give a lot of credit. These teams have played really, really hard. And so Luke, why don't you set the evening?
All right, we're going to a little bit of break here, getting ready for session number 2 at 4 o'clock. It's going to be the consolation champion game between Brown County and Canton. That'll be here in Western Hall. Then at 6:30, we'll have Eureka versus Illini West. At 7 o'clock, we'll have the third-place game, Peoria Christian going to take on Macomb. And then tonight, 8:30, it's the big one. It's the West Hancock Titans versus the Rock Ridge Rockets, looking for that Macomb Western Holiday Championship. And the Titans haven't won it, I believe, since 2017 or 2018. The Rockets won it last year, beating Macomb.
And trying to do the daily double here. You see on the clock, 79 minutes till we're back for the final session. Wow, the days have gone in a blink. The days have gone in an absolute blink here, and here we are at Championship Saturday. I'm going to turn it over to some of the other guys. Hey, good working with you, young man.
This is our first time.
First time together. BJ and I love working together, love working with all you guys. It's a lot of fun. You see some different crews on this week, and it's a lot of fun to work with a lot of different guys. So we wish all the teams good luck tonight. Going to be a great final session. Any last thoughts, Mr. Luke?
I mean, I just – it's been a lot of fun. I love being able to do this, and you know, it's always awesome being able to come out here and we'll just watch some basketball.
All righty, that's going to wrap it up from here. This has been TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.